Hi everyone. I was wanting to do my Sailor Moon Crystal Act 8 review, and again I will be comparing it to the 90s version versus this version. And I'm doing it on my tablet again because my computer is still having issues. So yeah, anyway, Act 8 for Sailor Moon Crystal was called Mina Sailor V, or Sailor Venus. And I'm still having trouble with the Japanese names, so I'm still going to use the English names when I talk about them. It takes my mind a long time to kind of nail down or memorize things like that, so I'll get it. Anyway, Act 8 picks up right where Act 7 left off, and the scouts were fighting Zoisite, and Sailor Venus showed up, and Zoisite got beaten. Well, in the 90s, Sailor Venus did not show up until episode 29, where in the 90s, Zoisite and Malachite were using a energy force dome, I think, to trap the other scouts. And Tuxedo Mask got hurt, and Sailor V showed up to save the day. Well, Sailor V did show up again, but Tuxedo Mask did not get hurt this time in the Sailor Moon Crystal. But Zoisite did try to attack Sailor Moon with the huge crystal, and Malachite was not in that episode. So there's the difference between those. And so the scouts, it takes them a while to know that it's Sailor Venus because they never see her without her mask, and she tells them, I never take my mask off in public. And something I thought was kind of weird, maybe someone can clarify on this, when I saw Artemis, I never knew he had green eyes. I think he looks better with blue eyes, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of what threw me off. Another thing that was different was Malachite was kind of telling Queen Beryl that maybe it's his time to take over, and she agrees with that, so he takes over. He's the villain for the episode. And so yeah, back to Sailor Venus. Sorry I got sidetracked. She has the crescent moon on her forehead, so everybody thinks she is the Moon Princess. And of course, if you know the Sailor Moon storyline, you know that's not true. So yeah, this is following close to the manga, like I said. And so Sailor Venus gets back into her normal citizen's clothes, and she tells them that her name is Nina, or whatever her Japanese name is. So they kind of meet her, and they go to the base. And real quickly, I want to backtrack for a bit. She tells Sailor Moon while she's Sailor Venus that she's done a good job and everything. So that was different. It doesn't happen like that in the 90s. And also, so again, she's gotten back in her citizen's clothes. She goes to the base to meet with Luna, and the other scouts are calling her Princess, because again, they think she's the Moon Princess. And so, I'm trying to think, I can't remember, because it's been a while since I've watched Act 8, again, maybe someone can clarify on this. I can't remember if Queen Beryl talked to her boss in this episode. I think she did, because I think her boss said, we can't let the princess get the silver crystal. So, if anyone can clarify that, that's great. Anyway, so, yeah. Sailor Venus is kind of a loner. She doesn't want anyone's help in this episode, or in this kind of reboot. Whereas in the 90s, she was more willing, she had more willingness to allow them to help her. So that's kind of the difference. And Artemis is telling her, you can trust the scouts, they're our allies. But she's saying to Artemis when she's heading home that it's her mission, and stuff. And also what I wanted to cover was, again, I'm backtracking because it's been a while, but I just remembered, Sailor Moon's tiara transformed again, and it is now in a crescent moon shape, and stuff, so she's got a new tiara, and when she's Serena, she meets Darien in the park. That is different because in the 90s, around this time, for episode 29, she doesn't really meet Darien in a park, so that's different. And she sees him reading books about crystals, and she remembers what he told her the last time they were together. And she's saying, "Oh, by the way, I have your watch." And he's saying, "Oh, I have something of yours too. We'll trade next time." So they plan to trade his watch for her handkerchief. That's different. That's something new. But yeah, back to Sailor Venus. Sorry I'm jumping around. It's kind of like my mind's kind of like I'm remembering things different times. But anyway, yeah, Sailor Venus is kind of getting stopped in the city because it goes pitch black, because Malachite shuts the power off and tells her, because he thinks that she's the princess, that if she doesn't come to the Tokyo Tower at 5 o'clock, or come to the Tokyo Tower alone, everyone will die. And there's something different. In episode 30, which picked up in the 90s, about the Tokyo Tower, Zoisite was telling Darien to meet her there at 5, so that's different. So yeah, she transforms, and we get to see her transformation, and she doesn't get the tiara, actually, just the crescent moon appears on her forehead. So she goes to the tower, and the other scouts meet, or kind of follow her there, because again, they think she's the princess. And they're in this green bubble, which I can't think if it's Sailor Teleport or something of Jupiter's power, I'm not sure. So all of the Sailor Scouts attack. Mercury uses Aqua Mist, Mars uses Soul Extinguish, I think is her attack. Jupiter uses the Thunder attack, and Venus uses the Venus Boomerang. And then Sailor Moon shows up behind Malachite because their attacks didn't work, so they think the moon wand is going to work. And of course, it doesn't. Malachite's in a big bubble, too, so it protects him. And when Sailor Moon's attack bounces off, she gets hit and falls from the tower. But Tuxedo Mask shows up and catches her, so she's fine. And what I thought was really cool is she kisses Tuxedo Mask before he does it. So she gives him the first kiss, which kind of takes him off guard. He's like sitting there kind of like baffled or shocked. And she's telling him, "We got it. We can handle it. Go, run." That's something different. In the 90s, she was more of a crybaby and not as brave. She had to be told what to do. But in Crystal, Sailor Moon is a lot braver. And she can figure things out on her own. So she gets back into the fight. And Malachite tries to attack her again. But Tuxedo Mask is saying, "No, I failed you last time. I'm going to protect you this time." So he takes the hit for Sailor Moon. And so everyone's in that green bubble. The other Sailor Scouts are in the green bubble. And so that's where Act 8 left off. Act 9 will pick up on November 1st. So and Act 9 is called, I think it's right, Serenity Princess, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure. But yeah, it'll pick up with that. So in the next episode, we will get to see who the real Moon Princess is, which, again, if you know the Sailor Moon story, you know it's Sailor Moon. So, there you go. That is my review for Act 8 of Sailor Moon Crystal. And, again, if I said something out of order, or forgot anything, please let me know. It's been a long day. I just wanted to get this up before this weekend, so... There you go. I will see you in the next Sailor Moon Crystal review. Bye.